Don't ask for money. I keep emphasizing. When you meet a rich, successful person, ask.
All right, so
what
today we
three
want to
things-
talk about 7 key areas that should be addressed if meaningful change is to be achieved.
Yeah.
Right. So when people say they want meaningful change in their lives, where should they start first?
And this
why?
is breaking news for many people listening. If you don't change your mindset, in this world that we live in, there is nobody coming to help you. You will die poor. God never gave somebody something that they did not want or desire. There's no way that you yourself will ever become greater than the sum total result of the people that you associate with. Now, here's a simple question. Look at your friends around you. Are your friends successful? Are your friends making strides? Are your friends progressing? If you don't answer any of those 3 questions, then most likely 100% you are hanging around with people who are going to be the same the rest of your life. If you act now or regret later. Holla holla. It's your boy, George Billionaire. And as always, what a pleasure. Today we are in the comfort of our Capitan, Noma Nyce, who's going to be flying us this whole week solo. And
Imagine that.
I can tell you that's going to be an amazing, eventful week. But today, as we begin the show, Noma, I just want to give a 5-star salute to the fathers, to the amazing men out there. You know, I wish I could do something special for all the fathers out there, just to acknowledge them, appreciate them. You know, fatherhood is one of the most underrated things on this planet. And, you know, when you look at days celebrated, Father's Day is Kuma 20-something after so many other, so much considered days which are important. But fathers are the pillar of the house. They are the heads of the house. They make sure they go out of their way to sacrifice, to make sure that things are going well. So I would want to acknowledge all the fathers, to tell them that they are very important. This country would not be functional without fathers who are out there working, making sure that they are doing the basics to bring food on the table and to bring security, to bring provision. So I want to salute all these fathers out there. Again, I really emphasize that it's important to acknowledge our fathers. I had the privilege of going to see my father yesterday. My father is 86 years old. And there's many things that Nicodemus Munengwa Umbama Kombe did for us as children, for us to be where we are today. And I can tell you that our parents, especially in the age of my father, it's not much material things that they need in order for them to feel fulfilled, but it's just the time. It's just a phone call. It's just, you know, giving him small little things that actually show that you might be working, you might not be getting so much, but it's the little bit that counts, that makes a father feel appreciated on such a day. So again, I was telling my children yesterday that if it was not for my father, I wouldn't be the man that I am. And it's so important that we also begin to show that to our children, because children don't do what we say. They watch how we acknowledge our fathers. And then they will also imitate that when they grow up. And it will become a legacy of also honoring fathers. So to everybody out there, you may have not celebrated your father. You may have not gotten him something. You know, it's nice to write a little handwritten note to thank your father for all the amazing things. I woke up to that from my daughters yesterday. You know, handwritten, colors, you know, things drawn. Nice. It's not about the cost, but it's about the effort put into that gesture. And I took pictures. I stuck it up in my office today. I appreciate you, Dad, for all the things. You come and support me. Small things. But to a father's heart, it means a lot. So it's not only about monetary things. It is just the smallest things. My father yesterday was so happy just to see all his Vasukurus, including my brother's kids. And, you know, we all went together to just acknowledge and thank him. So salute again to all the fathers. We appreciate you. Keep on keeping on. And, yeah, it is great to celebrate our fathers wherever you are.
Yeah, I always laugh about the drawings, and I say, I think because I'm not a parent, I don't understand the significance of those drawings. Unangwa draw on 253, so to my color, orange.
To me, I tell you, I saw a drawing of me at sports day, and that's us in the car, you taking me to school. And then that's where you took me for ice cream. I was like, wow, the creativity. It was 4 pages of, stuck together with little pictures. For me, it was the effort behind it all. So, it's not about it being picture perfect or you having, 3 little hairs on your head, but it's ultimately the thought that counted, that brought a big smile to my face. And I love you, Dad, 1,000 times was said yesterday, which at times is the only thing you can say. And, I know how many people, when they say, I love you, Dad, I also grew up with a dad like that, where you'd say, Dad, I love you. And you'd say it 5 times, and he'll just nod his head. And rarely will he say, I love you too. That's because you grew up with tough dads. But it's amazing. Now, my dad at his age, I deliberately tell him, Dad, tell me I love you. And then he says it back. And, sometimes it's also because they grew up without getting that affection as fathers. So I think we also need as fathers to begin to express that I love you to our kids, embrace them, give them a hug, tell them you are proud of them, and so much more. And I tell you, this will also have a ripple effect going forward. So it's important as fathers that, yes, we may not have been raised right as fathers, but let us now become the prototype of, loving our children and expressing love to them.
It's very hard to get an I love you too from a father. I don't know why. Maybe if you explain it to me from a man's perspective. Especially our fathers, our very traditional ones. I mean, not about Zaud, I love you too, I say. I find that really fun.
I remember seeing a skit of guys calling their dad. Just call your dad and say, I love you.
It's not like,
hey, what have you done? What have you done? Why? Yeah, most of the time it's because you want something. Dad, I love you. What does But it's a culture that we need to embrace, because I think it's important, because this life is too short, and it's important to just, get these words. And, I tell people most of the time, the word of God says, honor your father and mother, right? That is one of the most key commandments. And, yesterday online, I was seeing so many people posting their spiritual fathers, pastors from church. And I was asking myself, do these people show the same amount of love to their own biological fathers? Because the Bible does not say, there's nothing wrong with honoring your spiritual fathers, your pastors, there's nothing wrong with that. But your own father, you'll find that you fundraise to buy the pastor a new car, a new phone, but your own biological father
doesn't even have a bicycle,
does not even have airtime to call. Even a smartphone is still using the ones with buttons, but that is your father who sacrificed so much for you. So it's important that commandment in the Bible, which is the only human commandment given to us, especially to our parents, honor your father and mother, so that things will be well, your days will be prolonged, goodness shall come. But we now misguided by going to honor our pastors more than our fathers, and we wonder why some things in life, they don't go as well, because simply just a word of prayer in honor of your father or mother, truly you'll begin to see certain things beginning to move your way. So, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, Father's Day came, but it's not too late to still call your father, wherever he is, far and wide, to tell him, Dad, I love you, I got you this. Send him some airtime, send him some money, buy him something. It's not about the cost. Trust you me, it's just about the thought. And you'll be amazed at how glad he will be just to hear or get something from you.
Imagine calling your father and then he says, sorry, in the end, that's a story for another day. Let's do
that. Yeah.
All right, so today we want to talk about 7 key areas that should be addressed if meaningful change is to be achieved.
Yeah.
Right. So when people say they want meaningful change in their lives, where should they start first and why?
Wow. So change. We've been talking about change. Change. Nothing changes until you change. And we began 2 weeks ago speaking about change. And on Hustle Hard, our key purpose and mandate is to transform people. Now, I love this illustration of a dark drink. Imagine a dark drink on a tap, right? It's full to the top. And then you open the tap continuously and it starts going into that dark drink. After some time, you'll begin to see that dark drink changing color and it becoming a little bit clearer and clearer and clearer until ultimately it totally becomes the color of water, right? And that's because deliberately something was put into it and taking out the old stuff that was in there, which was the dark color drink. So here on Hustle Hard, our core purpose and mandate is to transform people's mindset. I know we grew up being told so many things. We grew up in the rural areas. We were not as exposed as we are now. So there's a lot of dark liquid inside you which thinks that prosperity and success is for a select few. So here on the show, this is why we are pouring that water continuously into your mind so that you can actually understand that, wait a minute, I actually can become clear, rich, successful, prosperous, rather than having this simple mindset, yekungofunga kuti no, zvandiri ndo zvandiri, nothing will change, things are hard, the economy, things are not going well. But surprisingly enough, the same people in the same country you are living in are living amazing lives. They are driving nice cars. They are living the life. You're talking about our co-hosts, they are in China, Dubai, they are traveling. They are doing so many things. But you, listening to us, you are seeing things not changing.
I thought you were going to back you, Noma.
No, it's okay. I know you're traveling next week. So please, I know. I know, Noma, you were traveling just a couple of weeks ago, of course. So you listening to us, why is your life not changing? So there are 7 things which we're going to go into very quickly, which I have spoken about before, but we are halfway into the year. And if things are not changing, please get a pen and paper, jot these down, press record somewhere wherever you are, and then begin to listen to these things so that they can change your life. Number 1, you must change your mindset, right? This mindset of, entrepreneurship is not for me, starting a side hustle is not for me, things. I can guarantee you this and understand this very loud and clearly in capital letters. There is no positive result that will come from a negative mind. So if you keep telling yourself negative things on and on and on, I can tell you nothing is going to change. And this is breaking news for many people listening. If you don't change your mindset, in this world that we live in, there is nobody coming to help you. You will die poor. You will die P-O-O-R, poor, and nothing will come your way. Number 2, write down. Now, this is one of the most amazing things. At the beginning of the year, we all said, hey, let's have goals of what we want to achieve. The last time I checked, Noma, God never gave somebody something that they did not want or desire. So if you have no desire of driving a car, God will not bless you with that thing because you don't desire it. And this is why I love the word of God in Habakkuk 2, verse 2. It says, write the vision down. Make it plain. What is it exactly that you want? Now, I'm somebody recently who finished building a house.
Congratulations.
There's no way you can ever build a house without a plan. There's no way. You can't just start telling the builder, put a brick there, do this, do that. Now, a plan of a house does not mean that you actually have the money to build the house, but it is a plan. The designers give you a 3D of what it will look like. And what does that do? It creates a reality in your mind that, listen, this thing is actually possible. I've seen it. And when you begin to see it, things will begin to come your way and you'll begin to actually realize those things. So write things down. Put it plain. If you're so busy that you can't write down the things that you desire, the places you want to travel to, the lifestyle you want to have, you don't even have a dream car. Pauri, imagine, Noma, if somebody asks you, what's your dream car? What type of life do you want to live? Which neighborhood do you want to live in? If you don't have this, basically, in the back of your mind, set you sure a zeal, a want in your life, you will never have, and God will never give you that which you do not desire. Number 3, ladies and gentlemen, and I talk about this a lot, association is of paramount importance, right? Nothing changes if you change, right? Nothing will change if you don't change. Now imagine you keep hanging around with the same people, the same low-level minded people who have no ambition for greatness. They have nothing at all great that they grew up in the high-density suburb, in the rural areas, and they are okay there. And imagine if you hang around with those people, there's no way that you yourself will ever become greater than the sum total result of the people that you associate with. Now, here's a simple question. Look at your friends around you. Are your friends successful? Are your friends making strides? Are your friends progressing? If you don't answer any of those 3 questions, then most likely 100%, you are hanging around with people who are going to be the same the rest of your life. If you do not have friends who are pushing you, propelling you to become a better person, you are around the wrong type of people. I like what you spoke about, your co-hosts. Both of them right now are doing things that progress their life. Think about you. You can't hang around with these people if you're not going to be educated or doing business further in your life. Therefore, it pushes you. So association, egos hang around with egos. Chickens hang around with chickens. The only difference with those two is one sees an area of view of so much more, whereas chickens, they only focus on what's around them. And ultimately, they will never become great compared to egos. Number 4, this is one of the most important things which I see many people don't have in life. Mentorship, right? Get yourself a mentor, right? Get yourself a mentor. Make a deliberate effort to study great and successful people. Make it deliberate. Now, we have a culture of human beings who, once they see somebody becoming successful, they label that person as a thief. No, they must have done something corrupt. No, there's no way they've made all that money in the right channel. But instead, why not be like others who actually study why and how they have become great? And when you sit down and talk to these many great successful people, I've sat down with most of the greats in the country, whether it's mining, whether it's entrepreneurs, whether it's big business people, whether it's blue chip companies in the country. I've understood one thing. They have serious work ethic. They do not become rich overnight. They do not just put food in the microwave and 2 minutes it was done. They actually worked hard on their craft for years on end. They believed when nobody else believed. They were laughed at. They were ridiculed. People mocked them. But after I studied them, it showed me that, wait, if I want to become great, I need to have resilience. I need to have a strong work ethic. I need to work hard on myself in private when nobody else is there. I need to keep my mouth quiet whilst I work. But then when the harvest comes, everybody will be able to see, wait, how? That's why, because that person was tilling the land, whilst everybody else was scrolling their phones, being distracted by so many things, and ultimately, they harvested much. So it's important. If you want to change your life, get a mentor. Do not be, I can do all things through Christ. That's an amazing affirmation. But trust you me, even Jesus, our Lord and Savior, was mentored by John the Baptist. So everybody needs a mentor. Don't think you know it all, and study, meditate, and do exactly what that mentor did. Number 5, this one I talk about all the time. Do not rely just on your job. Do not, because sooner than later, and I tell people this so many times, your job, the one that pays all your bills, your children's fees, the ones that's putting fuel in your car right now, there's going to come an email or a call very soon and then you are going to be told thank you for your services. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, we need to close. We need to size down. This department has been closed. We're not able to financially take care of you. What are you going to do? Now, that's a question that I've asked so many people. And think about this more than ever before. 5 years ago, there was no AI. 5 years ago, graphic designers, used to, boast about their graphic designing skills, right? So did so many other people who now, where AI has come on board with accounting formulas, with ways to deal and help bring convenience to people. So many things are now available on our mobile device that people are actually not seeing that their jobs are being taken. Now imagine this, you remain redundant with your job without furthering your education. What's going to happen? That call is going to come, and unfortunately,
you won't be ready for it.
You're going to be replaced with your phone and technology. Number 6, I love this one. And Noma, I spent some time with you, and I actually can tell that you're somebody who's very serious after you leave the radio station, because number 6 is important. Manage your time. What do you do with your time? How do you manage your time? If I spend time with you, if I spend a couple of hours with you, how you manage your time shows me how you manage your life.
Sure.
You wake up in the morning, you scroll your phone for 5 hours, you get to the office, you're scrolling, and all these things you are digesting in your core time either should be things that are edifying you, or it's you wasting your time. Now, in a day, there is a total of 86,400 seconds, right? 86,400 seconds. If this was money, right, how would you spend it? And most of you, if you look at it, most people who are not serious about life, who actually are not getting much done, especially halfway through the year, are just consuming content made by other people who are actually making money by creating that content. And you, who's consuming it, there's nothing educational that you're getting from that. So failing to manage your time shows where you're going to be in this life. Because if you can't manage your time, I can only imagine what you'll do with money when it's in your hands. Because if you don't know what to do with time, I can tell you, if money comes into your hands, you'll just be like those people who win a lotto. And all they do is consume, and they don't actually create something that brings money back. So if you fail to manage your time, I can guarantee you that you will definitely fail to manage your time. And number 7, last but not least, and this is one thing that I highly recommend, especially on this show, because we hear so much from George Billionaire. For the past 4 years, we've been on this station talking about change your mindset, be ye transformed, do something now. But if you don't act now, you will regret later. Most people do not act on what they hear. And therefore, in the old age, like my father, who is now 86 years old, you start regretting. But you know what? There was that time in 2026, there was tenders which were being awarded and open to anybody in Zimbabwe. Tenders were not selected to anybody. And there was so much empowerment in the country of Zimbabwe where people could open a business and provide a solution and be paid in hard cash USD at the time. But I remained comfortable. I was okay with my $500-600, $1,000 per month. But unfortunately, because you did not act then, you definitely will regret later. And this is what most people will say, because there are so many people now, when your children right now are asking you during school holidays, Dad, why aren't we going on holiday? Dad, why aren't we doing this? It's because you are regretting not having started when others started. So it's important people get to understand that, yes, words are words. You're hearing all these amazing things. But if you fail to plant the seed, you will never get the harvest. If you hold the seed in your hand, you will never know the full potential of a seed. And there are many listening to us today who have bright ideas, but no idea as a seed grew in your pocket. You had to put it into the ground, water it, work on it, and ultimately, after a certain season, it will begin to yield forth results.
All right. Thank you so much. She has said, I'm loving the conversation. George Billionaire is just something else. That's Shares from Chi Town.
Yeah, big shout out to Shares. And for me, always on this show, I cannot emphasize these 7 things that we've shared. People should put to practice, right? People should, number 1, change your mindset. Number 2, what do you want in life? Write it down. Habakkuk 2 verse 2. Number 3, association. Are you hanging around with chickens or you hang around with eagles? If you want to become great, like those type of greats in the country, hang around them. Go places where they hang around and learn. Don't ask for money. I keep emphasizing. When you meet a rich, successful person, ask what 3 things that they did that made them become great. Number 4, make a deliberate point to have a mentor. Study great people and you too will become great. Number 5, don't rely on your job, because sooner than later, that's not going to be your job. Number 6, manage your time. If you can't manage your time, I can guarantee you won't manage your life. And last but not least, number 7, act now or regret later.
And the part about association, I think people take that lightly. I was having this conversation with you the other day on my TikTok live. Some of the things I've had to do, it's because I've met George Billionaire somewhere, and I said, "Oh, hi, sir, how are you doing?" and all of that. You met people 3-4 times. Eventually, they know this is what you do. So for you to then come, if George is hosting something, and I say, "Hi, George, I would love to host ABC, your event that you're doing." We already have a relationship. However, I've seen a lot of people are very shy or closed off, if I may say. You get to a space, you don't even talk to anyone. You can't even greet. Sometimes, of course, George, I know but it won't kill you to just go and say, "Oh, hi, sir, that was a great presentation, thank you." Because now what you have done is, he's already seen your face. The next time they see you, they'll remember, "I've seen this go somewhere." You get, and you are planting an idea that you exist. But a lot of young people are afraid to do that, right? And I was talking about how I hosted the Nama Red Carpet 2023. It was number 21 or something. I literally went to someone's inbox to work there. "Hi, sir, my name is Chaku Chakuti. I do this and that." Likely they had seen me before. And they said, "Okay, fine. Send us a video of what you can do." Right? Now imagine if I was scared of just shooting my shot and trying.
Yeah.
You understand? So yeah, I really get what you're saying. And I hope that pulses, you are taking note of this, because it really does work. It's not just us coming here and George saying things and all of that. It does work if you put it into practice. Someone said, "I love this presentation." They're asking if you have a WhatsApp group they can join.
Yeah, I do. So 0712 840-840, and then also follow GB Mentorship on Instagram. We've got specific classes that people can join so that they can be ye transformed and ultimately be what God purposed them to be.
All right, and in closing, what are your closing remarks?
My words to everybody is that life is too short for you to live an average life. There's nobody who is ever going to come and rescue you. Let us leave His Excellency the President to focus on making sure the economy is right, but he cannot do that for you. You need to make sure that your economy, your life, your family is right. So you can't blame anybody for where your life is except yourself. So let's begin to apply these principles, and I can guarantee you that your life truly will change.
All right, so that's all we had today on House of Thank you so much, George Billionaire, for coming through. As always, it is a pleasure to have you.